Hello. I want to first apologize. I didn't jump on last night like I anticipated for our live chat here on Facebook. Life happens, and your girl was tired. And by the time I remembered, I am sure that each of you were already knocked out. That seems to be how my life goes. And I have little hairs sticking up, but that's okay. So anyways, if you'll give me a little grace, I am going to jump on for lunch with you right now. We're going to spend about 10-15 minutes together. And I wanted to talk to you all about being present and being aware and being vigilant. I know it's a lot, being present, being aware, and being vigilant. So we have talked about a lot this year on the podcast. And if you haven't been tuning into the podcast, I am going to suggest that you do that. Go follow me or subscribe on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Music, all that, all the major platforms. It will truly bless your life. And I tell you this because it has blessed mine. Things I didn't even realize that God was going to share with me to share with you. It has turned some of my perspectives around. So I encourage you, go check out the podcast. But anyways, so what I really want to focus on is a good 10 minutes. And we're going to look at 1 Peter 5:8. And I'm sure that each of you are aware of this verse, and it says, "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. I actually just read it off my screen, so if you saw me looking up, that's what was happening. And what I wanted us to focus on in that was being alert. Even when you're doing something else, being alert, being aware, being vigilant. So a lot of times what we all do, we get super focused. We have just streamlined tunnel vision on the task at hand. But I want to encourage you today that it doesn't matter what you're doing. Always keep your ears open. Always keep your eyes looking around. Have you ever seen deers or antelope on the Discovery Channel? And even when they're eating, their eyes are moving. They're looking up. They're trying to see what's around them, who's moving, who's not moving, what about their landscape has changed. And I think that is encouragement for us. We need to always be aware of what is around us. Always be alert to any new movements and being vigilant, about protecting our space and our minds. I think that it's important for us to learn how to multitask and do some management of our time and our energies. Because if we continue to pour ourselves into things that drain us or things that distract us or things that pull us away from what he's actually trying to attune us to, we're not only going to miss out, but we are going to fall behind. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous because he's called us to something great and he's equipped us for something even greater than that. And I say that because what he's called you to is just a stepping stone, but what he's equipping you for is greater because there's going to be other people that are going to benefit from it. There's going to be other people that are going to sow into it. There are going to be other people that are going to partner with it. So it's going to become greater because once you add different levels of greatness, it becomes greater, right? But anyways, so 1 Peter 5:8, be alert and be sober. So your mind has to be intact. You have to constantly look around you, be aware of what's around you, and adjust accordingly. Even if those things around you, those situations, those people, those circumstances around you don't realize that you're shifting, you need to shift. You always have to have the perspective that whatever I'm doing, there is something else that is also being done. It's just like a game of chess. You have your piece, you have your strategy, but the other person has their piece and their strategy. So you need to become alert, you need to become aware, and you need to be vigilant about protecting your position. If deer can do it, if antelope can do it, if rabbits can do it, if whomever can do it, you can too. Don't get so focused that you're not able to see what's around you, that you're unable to adjust, that you're unable to see further than what's right in front of you. You have to become aware. You have to be alert. So my suggestion is to be like nature teaches us. Even though they're looking down and eating, their eyes are always moving. They're looking up and they're saying, okay, what's going on over there? Who's doing this? What situation is coming? What do I need to prepare myself for? Because remember, today is just today. Come in. Today is just today. It is not just about you. It's about what else is going to come up. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to do, I'm actually in my office, so if someone is bringing something into my office. You have to do what's required, and that's more than just what's on your plate right now. You have to prepare for what's coming next. You have to prepare for what's coming next. So be aware, be alert, be vigilant. I'm hopeful that in this season, you are realizing that there is something that is coming. Be it good or bad, but there is something that is coming. And are you in the position to either combat it or to welcome it? What are you doing? How are you preparing? How are you adjusting your mindset? How are you adjusting your circle? How are you adjusting your perspective? How are you adjusting your responses? What are you doing? Are you aware that something is coming? Are you alerted to the movements that are happening around you? Are you vigilant about protecting your position? Are you vigilant about protecting your household? Are you vigilant about protecting your mind and your soul? What are you doing? 1 Peter 5:8 says, be alert and of sober mind, because the devil is, what is he doing? Moving around, looking around, seeking whom he may devour, like a roaring lion. He is moving. My best friend actually just texted me. She says, what do you know about these animals? Look, she knows. I have 2 nephews that watch the Discovery Channel because they're boys and they're weird. And what I have found is not only do they look around while they're eating and while they're doing something, or they're getting their family in order, or I guess their herd in order, but you know what? They're also being prepared to get on the move at any point in time. Their feet are always in a position of movement. They're not standing with their feet just together, that they're going to be still. Their feet are usually staggered because they're ready to move at any moment. They keep their children close. If they have a partner, their partner is close, but they're always aware of what's going around them, and they're alerted to the fact that anything can move and change at any given time, and they're vigilant about keeping their stance and their position protected, which means they're standing like this. And they're saying, we are not going to be caught unawares, and we are going to move as is necessary. So what are you doing? Are you keeping your mind, and are you keeping steady, and have you prepared for the next step? What are you doing? Are you ready, or are you not ready? And if you're not ready, let's change that. I'm going to give you guys a homework assignment for today, because you know that I love homework assignments, which is weird because I haven't been in school in a long time. But your homework assignment is to go ahead and write down your list of things that you believe God is calling you to. And then I want you to write down the things that you're doing to prepare for it. But then I also want you to write down the fluidity of things. So what has been shifting that you haven't really been paying attention to? So that's going to cause you to sit down and really think about some things, because if you haven't been paying attention to it, you're going to have to draw on the recesses of your mind. And you're going to have to ask your spirit man, okay, what's been happening that I haven't been paying attention to? Write those things down and then begin to study them, but also begin to prepare for those shifts, because something is coming. And if you are not prepared, you will miss out, or you will be trampled, or you'll be eaten. You decide. Here is your opportunity. Find that list of things that you're called to do and what you're supposed to be working on. Figure out what it is that you've been doing to be prepared. And if you haven't become prepared, how are we going to change that? And also look back and see what shifts have been occurring and how can you best respond to them. 1 Peter 5:8 says to be alert and of sober mind. I am calling you right now to get your mind under subjection, and you begin to determine your outcome. Just like the antelope stands in the staggered stance, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Get ready. Get ready. Be prepared at all times. If something shifts, you need to shift with it, because he's not going to catch me. I hope he won't catch you. I hope that you have an amazing, amazing day. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.